Good evening, race fans, and welcome to New Hampshire for the championship round 3. I believe it's round 3. It says round 2, but I don't believe that. Anyway, we have 20 cars on the track tonight. Matt Tilner, Chuck Sweeney will be with us. Vern Bradley, Justin Ritchie, Kyle Stewart, Dakota Floyd, Mike McCauley, Richard Holland, Travis Smith, TJ Lee will be here tonight. Tommy Haynes, Rick Fergone, Burt Wilson, John Sanu, John T. Wimbish, Roy Hyde, Michael Mitchell, Jacob Daniels, Ivan Jones, and Brandon Hinton. And I'll be joined, who the hell knows, when Brazy will show up, but he's in the chat, so I don't know. But we're going to get to it. All the action, 20 cars on the track. We'll get to it right after this. Stay tuned.
Nothing could surprise you. You thought you'd seen everything, but you never saw me coming. All eyes on me, ready or not, I'm making waves. Ready or not, you can't escape. Ready or not, I'm on my way. You can't stop what I got. Ready or not, ready or not. On you, best get moving. I'm about to change the game. Go ahead, try to outrun me. It's all the same. Ready or not, I'm making waves. Ready or not, you can't escape. Ready or not, I'm on my way. You can't stop what I got. Ready or not. Ready or not. Making waves, ready or not, you can't escape. Ready or not, I'm on my way. You can't stop what I got. Ready or not, here I come, so you better get ready. Get ready, something big is about to go down. Ready or not. Ready or not. Ready or not. Ready or not.
Hey, look at that.
It is
We're
over.
live and the song is over.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to New Hampshire, to round 2 of the championship racing. We have, we figured that one out, and I am joined in the booth by Sir Brazy Bull. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, sir. It's understandable what you say in round 3 because this race might feel like round 2 and 3 all in one. So it makes sense.
And it's definitely
you
going to
doing?
feel like it by the end of the race. That's for sure. Welcome to Wreckfest. Championship round. Nah, you got to love New Hampshire. Speaking of loving New Hampshire, how about that segment, bro? You know, that
All
segment
right.
that you do. The useless shit no one cares about.
All right. So some more useless shit. All right. Track shape is an oval. 1.058 miles, also known as the Magic Mile.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Why is it called the Magic Mile?
I will get back to you on that.
Oh, so that's some useless shit that I want to know that you don't know.
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
Track opened in 1990. We are in Loudon, New Hampshire.
Loudon.
Loudon. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Isn't it like a superhero or something? You know, like Thor's cousin or something?
That's Loki.
Oh, okay. Continue.
All right, banking is 2 to 7 degrees on the corners, 1 degree on the straightaways. This isn't giving me very good facts here. So the first winner was Tommy Ellis in 1990. Most laps led is by Martin Truex Jr., but he has never won a race. But he led 744 laps in this track.
Always the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Fastest qualifying lap is by Kyle Busch at 131 miles per hour, 131.916. And during a race, I'm guessing that's the average speed because that doesn't make any sense. It says 111.925. So there's that.
So there's that. Okay. All right. So there's that. Well, there you go. Congratulations. We've made it through a portion of the race. We're taking a look at right now Jacob Daniels out there doing his qualifying lap. So far, Chuck Sweeney is sitting on the pole with Matt Tillner and Vern Bradley, Dakota Floyd, and Justin Ritchie with your top 5 as of this second. Coming in with a 29.54, 157 miles an hour. Ought to be interesting. We got to do some administration stuff. Just so everybody knows, tomorrow night will not be a live race, a live broadcast. And next week we are also going to be off due to the holidays. So I'm just throwing that out there. I just found out myself there, Brazy.
You just found out yourself that we are broadcasting next week?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Michael.
I mean, it's been in the schedule.
Okay. I mean, that requires reading. Oh, Mike McCullough came up here and informed me and said, he was informer.
Get your bump bump now.
I don't understand that. Why does anybody want to lick somebody's boom boom? Lick your boom boom now? I mean, I don't get that. Why?
I'm gonna guess that that's not actually the lyrics, but I mean maybe.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter because why? We're starting to grid up here. All right, let's take a look at that.
Ritter.
Yeah, if it'll actually come up this time. It doesn't look like it wants to. So to hell with it. We're going to go through it one at a time. Chuck Sweeney is going to be your pole sitter. Like I said, Matt Tillner in the number 1 car on his outside. Vern Bradley is going to be 3rd. Dakota Floyd is going to run 4th. Justin Ritchie will be your top 5.
Number 6 will be Tommy Haynes. Starting 7th is going to be that 00, Roy Hyde, followed by John Sanu in 8th place. Bert Wilson's going to start 9th tonight. Mike McCauley is going to round out your top 10.
And then we got Rick Fragone in the number 10 car right there. He's going to start 11th. John Wimbish in the 56 right there is going to be 12th. Richard Holland and TJ Lee will be the next road back. And that'll be 13th and 14th with Ivan Jones in the 53 starting on 50.
Actually, it's Jacob Daniels on 15th because they moved around on you.
Yeah.
Ivan Jones is going to start 16th. Mike Mitchell will be starting 17th tonight. Travis Smith is going to be your 18th start. Brandon Hinton is going to start in 19th, and Kyle Stewart is going to be 20th, although it doesn't appear that he's currently on the track. So
that's not going to help him out here in New Hampshire. Well, it is New Hampshire, so who knows? Going to take the first part of the race sitting in the pits. That ought to be pretty, I wonder if that's a pit strategy.
it might be. You wait for the 3 laps.
Pace car is on. We're about to go live here at New Hampshire. Welcome to WFO Racing Network. My goodness. We're going to go on a wide view here because something tells me we're not going to make it through the first. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, dead man. Okay.
We've made a lap.
We made a single lap, and according to my board, we haven't made anything. Okay. As usual, some things have decided to freeze up.
You lost your cameras again?
No, cameras are good. It's just nothing else is working.
We got 1 lap to go. Perfect.
I know, right? 1 lap to go. Just gonna love everything tests prior to the show, and yet
Supposedly.
it looked like we had it there. Oh, there we go. See, I tell you. All right. Well, now that we are, now that we've got that taken care of.
Now you got to do the rest of it.
The rest of what? What am I doing?
I see nothing. I see nothing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's going on, Ancient Gamer? They are making right turns. He's making a right. No, he's not making a right turn.
He's making left turns.
Making a left turn.
Duh. Oh, you mean there was a car making a right turn? Yeah, that's not good. Looks like Kyle Stewart is still in the pit area. We'll have to ask, we'll have to find out. We'll have to send down there and find out what kind of pit strategy that is, but not sure that's going to take it here, even if it is New Hampshire. Actually, I will tell you this, 9 laps down, and we are caution free. And Chuck Sweeney has been able to already pull out a 1.7 second interval. So there is that.
So there's that.
There's your race leader right there, Chuck Sweeney. Matt Tilner starting off pretty good, but falling quite a ways behind. He's got himself a pretty good gap between him and Dakota Floyd, the third place car. And that's where we're going to start seeing our first buildup of racers. You got Dakota Floyd and you got Vern Bradley there and Justin Ritchie.
Of those two, I'm not sure which one I'd be more scared of. Vern or Dakota?
Yeah, they're both pretty aggressive drivers, but good drivers. And then you got right there at the bottom of your screen, you might have just seen, that's going to be Dakota's teammate right there, John Sanu, in the 86. Kind of gathering up and coming in there, and now we've got a 4-car race for third place. Meanwhile, Matt Tilder is going to have a second, 1.2 seconds over Dakota, but he's going to be falling 2.7 or 2.17 seconds behind Chuck Sweeney. Chuck Sweeney hitting those marks tonight, and he literally is out there all by himself.
All by himself, where he wants to be, in front of everyone else.
Oh my God, you've actually been working on that, haven't you? That's
no,
one
actually,
of the...
it just came to me, but that's fine.
Oh, uh-huh. One lap to go. Am I late? No. Had some technical difficulties. Come on, Scotty. You've been here long enough to realize we can't start without something going shitty.
Looks like you got a little loose on that corner.
You know, if we just keep here just at this angle right here, it looks like he's out there just qualifying. Did I say that out loud? Is my shit on? Matt Tilder right here is going to be in second place, and then you got a whole slew of fighting for the top 10. But you got Dakota Floyd and currently running third to Vern Bradley right there, challenging. Justin Ritchie on the outside into 55. Johnson currently running sixth. Tommy Haynes and Burt Wilson back there fighting for 7th and 8th. Roy High currently running 9th, and Richard Holland sitting back in 10th.
We've seen it in the past where sitting back has worked out for them, and we've seen it in the past where we're sitting back has been a problem, especially when there's accidents. So it's lonely out there, huh?
Hey, no texting and driving. It's against the law. Well, Brazy, why don't you take this opportunity to run down the championship points?
All right. So currently we have, championships was 12 vehicles. And current first place is Richard Holland. Chuck Sweeting is 1 point behind him. Travis Smith is 2 points behind Chuck. Bert Wilson is tied with Travis, so Bert and Travis are both 2 points behind Chuck for second. Rick Pagone is in 5th place currently. Dakota Floyd is in 6th. TJ Lee is 6th, also tied with Dakota. Roy Hyde is 8th. Michael McCulley is 9th. Jacob Daniels. Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Jacob Daniels is currently 10th. Vern Bradley and John Snoo are tied for 11th.
There you go. And that's a wrap up right there on the points so far in the championship racing, with round 2 in the coming or being produced as we speak.
Not in the books yet. The books won't close for a couple hours.
Couple hours.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like last year.
Joy would like to know what foundation you were talking about last week.
That would be the Starlight Children's Foundation. And that is who we will be streaming for starting next weekend.
Yeah, and that goes on for how long?
Until I reach my goal or Thanksgiving, one of the two. So we've got a very high goal and then our normal goal, because that's just the way we're doing it this year. But yeah, $1,600. If we can hit that goal, that will put a Nintendo Switch into a children's hospital, or not children's hospital, any hospital that Starlight works with, that the children can use. It is a hospital grade Nintendo Switch. It is preloaded with about 25 games. Nintendo warranties them and replaces them when new consoles come out, actually, I found out. So,
well, and explain exactly what kind of unit they are, because people are looking at it like $1,600.
Well, it's a hospital grade Nintendo Switch. It's it's like it has its own carrying case, so they can take it from room to room, and it charges within that case. It can be completely wiped down because it is hospital grade. So that way, if they need to, you can clean it up.
So this is not just the Switch you can buy off the shelf. This is made specifically for.
This is made specifically for hospitals.
Yeah.
From Nintendo. So, and the $1,600 is kind of like the set point for that, but there's a lot of other things that also happen with that $1,600. So, $1,600 is kind of the set point to where they say, okay, you've reached enough that you can put one of these in the hospital. They also use that money to do hospital gowns for the children that the children get to pick the design of. A lot of Nintendo designs are available for them. There's books, crafts.
So it's a whole package. Yeah, it's a whole package. So you're able to put a Nintendo Switch package into a hospital for children. What a phenomenal deal. Vern Bradley going on to the inside there and is going to test Dakota Floyd once again. He failed the first time, but it looks like he's holding that bottom this time.
It looked like, I'm not sure if I don't know if it was Dakota touched the wall or Vern touched the wall, and then think Dakota kind of touched the wall. Then Vern was able to get on the inside of him. But it looks like Vern's having a little trouble keeping it straight right now.
Well, you know, we're not here to judge. But there we go. Right there is going to be the fight for third spot. Dakota's not going down without a fight. John Sanu able to get by Justin Ritchie right in behind him. As Vern Bradley and Dakota still battle side by side for third spot. Hey, Susan, welcome in tonight. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness, his Oculus was working tonight. Vern Bradley going a little bit sideways, but able to keep it under control, losing a little bit of distance, but still able to keep it on the track and keep it going, moving forward. And right back at it. So if you're joining us here in New Hampshire tonight at the WFO Racing Network, you know what you should do? You should beat that like button. Beat that like button like it owes you money. And then Brazy's going to tell you what else you need to do.
So after you hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live, which will be in 2 weeks.
Yep. 2 weeks.
Again. So it'll be in 2 weeks.
2 weeks from tonight.
Subscribe and then share it with your friends. So let them know where we're at. Say, hey, these guys are crazy, but the racing's pretty good.
Yeah. If you watch it on mute, you ain't got to deal with us. You just get to watch great racing.
That is true, gamer.
That is true. Vern goes ahead and puts himself in position to try again to take that third spot from Dakota. Gonna run up, and he's got it this time there, Brazy.
Just took a couple laps. Now, can he hold it, keep her straight?
Again, we're not here to judge. I mean, Captain Caveman did wear a dress, remember?
I do.
Meanwhile, out here in front, Chuck Sweeney getting himself a 4.5 second lead over Matt Tilder. Matt Tilder, not a problem though. He's got himself a second 1.75 seconds over Vern Bradley. So 1 and 2 out running around and grocery shopping. And
I was just going to say, out for just a regular Tuesday night drive.
I think I just seen Chuck Sweeney pull in to charge his Tesla batteries up. Got himself a hot dog. And that's a hell of a lead he's got going on tonight. "35 laps, green. Green, my friend."
Heck of a lot different than last year.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have told me that. You definitely wouldn't have told me that an hour ago, that's for sure.
Yeah, Matt's out there just casually driving so much he's chatting again.
I know. Yeah, sending smiley faces and It's got to be a great deal of, concentration, to be honest. Just as you're about to start typing, you got to turn again.
Maybe he's driving with his knees.
You think? Well, that would be even more impressive.
Scissors. Shoot.
Vern Bradley, though, however, Vern Bradley able to bring the Captain Caveman up and cut that dead cap down.
No, so what we're saying is
maybe Matt
Dakota was slowing Vern down.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't say that. You did. Meanwhile, Dakota Floyd back here in fourth, and we've got quite a gap between 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Our next real battle, I guess, is going to be, well, Justin Ritchie, maybe? No, looks like Burt Wilson. Burt Wilson's going to be challenging Tommy Haynes back here for 7th spot.
I think these two have been running side by side for quite a few laps now, haven't we?
Yeah, they've changed it a couple of times. And then you got Travis Smith and Roy Hyde back here running together. For 9th and 10th. And out just outside the top 10 bubble is going to be the 81 of Michael McCauley. And Rick Fragone is going to go right around him. So there's that. And that's going to move Richard Holland back to 13th. TJ Lee right there in 14th. Third part of the KDMS crew is going to be Jacob Daniels in the 72 car. He's going to be currently running 15th. Mike Mitchell right in behind him, 16th. Wimbish is going to be 17th. Ivan Jones down 2 spots to 18th. And Brandon Hinton. And Kyle Stewart
Impeccable race.
is having an incident-free race. Kind of like Chuck Swinney up there in front with his 5.7 second lead now over Matt Tillner. And we're just 7 laps shy of 33.3%. They're done. Look at that mathematician. Crazy, isn't it?
Keep this up, it'll be a 1 pit stop race.
Think they're going to be able to go 75 laps?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You act like you're sitting in a car looking at the fuel. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Sender.
Oh, my beer. It looks as if, to be honest with you, it looks like Chuck is starting to catch up on Brandon Hinton.
At this point, that might be the only thing to slow him down. literally at this point running away with it.
And look at this. Vern Bradley's cut that gap down to just .33.
Oh, Matt, stop texting. You got a race going on now.
You know, you might want to look up and look in the mirror. Captain Caveman is coming.
Stop shopping on Facebook Marketplace.
I think the Wi-Fi is blocking all those bad sites. So, there's that. You got me
You're
saying
really liking that phrase tonight,
yeah,
aren't
you got me saying that shit tonight. This here is going to be the race for second place. Or is currently the race for second place. Vern Bradley doing pretty good by, sticking at that bottom.
I think he's sizing him up right now.
You think so?
I think he's trying to pace him and then figure out where his opportunities are to pass are.
No. If I know Matt, he's not going to give too many opportunities. Oh, look at this. Oh, Vern's going to have to check up on that one. Looked like he got about a quarter of a fender in there and realized, nope, that's not what I want to do. Well, he's got had more than a quarter and now has none.
I think he was trying to drive it in there like we saw Ricky do to Michael McCauley on that one corner.
Yeah. John Wimbish, the first one to hit the pit area. Green flag, racing all around, 51 laps down. Justin Ritchie, currently running 10th. He's going to drop down into the pit area. While we currently watch second and third right here. Vern Bradley and Mike Tilder just battling it out. Meanwhile, Chuck Sweeney up there in front, 6.1 second gap. Oh, Vern Bradley down in the grass. That isn't going to help. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened there. Vern Bradley looked like he was diving in, and then I'm not really sure. He was on the brakes.
Oculus?
He was on the brakes, so there was no contact or anything. We can see as he's coming around the corner, he's starting to slow down, and then as soon as he goes down over the line, he locks up them brakes and moves on into the grass. Not sure what's going on there. And he goes into the pits. Meanwhile, you got Chuck Sweeney back up here in front.
And it looks like he's called it a night.
Okay.
Or maybe not yet.
Meanwhile, Chuck Sweeney up here working on Brandon Hinton. Brandon going to give the leader as much room as possible. Losing a little bit of time there. He's going to drop that down to 5.8 seconds in front of Matt. Well, maybe we can find out what happened with Vern. If he's listening, or maybe somebody in his crew listening, give us a heads up. Chuck getting around Ivan Jones. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it appears that Vern has left the building.
Vern has left the building. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why you don't eat Taco Bell before a race. It's one of those things that you never know when it's going to hit. You just know it's going to hit. Chuck now getting around that lap traffic has increased his gap back to 6.2. And now, Justin Ritchie right there going down to the inside of looks like he's trying to get his lap back. Justin Ritchie is now a lap down.
Unfortunately for him, he's got a long ways to go to get back up there to get his lap back. So.
Yeah. Matt holding a pretty comfortable 1.5 second lead over Dakota Floyd, but the teammates of Dakota and John have been able to cut it down a little bit.
Kurt Wilson going into the pits all alone.
Yep, he's going to get some new shoes. Bert Wilson coming back on the track right there in front of Chuck, sweetie. Kind of an uneventful night here in New Hampshire.
Definitely not what I was preparing for.
We even changed the bulbs in the caution light. Make sure they work. Well, apparently we have a new follower. That's not supposed to happen.
currently as we stand going through the line. We got Chuck Sweeting in front, as you all are well aware. Matt Telder is second. Dakota Floyd currently third. John Sanu fourth. Travis Smith is fifth. Tommy Haynes is running in sixth place. Richard Holland is running in seventh. Roy Hyde is running eighth. Ricky Fagone is running ninth. And Michael McCauley is going to round out your top 10.
There you go.
So there's that.
There's that. Top 10 by Sir Brazy Bull. Dakota Floyd now cutting down that lead to just 0.6 seconds. And it looks like maybe somebody's going to try and do something now. I got to be honest, man. I don't even know why that went off. I'm looking at the activity feed. Ain't nobody followed. So I'm not really sure what happened there. $70 laps down. We're almost at halfway, Brazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but, you know, if I was to tell you an hour ago that we were going to go halfway through the race at New Hampshire, caution free, you probably wouldn't have believed me.
And if I would have told you that, you would have laughed at me.
Oh, I definitely would have laughed.
You would have been like, yeah, okay, buddy. What have you been drinking?
But I will tell you this, and I will put a huge shout out to the class of drivers we have here at WFO Racing Network, showing us that it can be done.
Huge.
Kind of a couple of surprises here tonight. I'd like to get to the bottom. You know, sooner or later, maybe we won't find out until after the race. But surely like to know why, Kyle Stewart had a pretty good qualifying time, if I remember right. But yet didn't even set foot out on the track. And then, of course, the incident with Vern Bradley.
Not exactly sure what happened there. He just turned into the track, stopped, parked, and
was fighting for second place and pulled alongside, and that was it.
makes me wonder if we had our first Oculus incident of the year.
Might be. Well, let's go ahead and show some timing tower stats there for all you statisticians. And there you go. And you can see it live. $20 cars to start. 2 currently not running. 18 cars out on the track.
Now that we're halfway, it'll be interesting to see who goes into the pits when.
You know, and if it goes green, you may be right, Brazy. One stop, and that's it.
And there we go.
Yep, 76 laps. Dakota and Johnson who are going to hit the pit area.
A lot of them have gone in. You got Chuck, Dakota, John, Tommy Haynes, Richard Holland, Roy High, Mike McCulley, Jacob Daniels all went in at about the same time.
Got right past that, they got right past that halfway mark. And if it goes green, this is all they're going to need. Now Matt is going to come down pit road. Along with Brandon Hinton right there. TJ Lee now on his way in with Ivan Jones and Brandon. And that's going to put Justin Ritchie up 4 spots in the first place. Chuck Sweeney back in second. Matt back in third. And Dakota coming out with a pretty good pit. Matt still be able to get out, but Dakota is just not that far. Dakota with fresh tires is going to look to the inside. Matt's going to close that off. Now he's going to look to the outside. This is all right. You want the inside? I'm going to take the outside. Oh, and Dakota having to check way up. As Matt comes down in front of him. I'm going to officially say that was a block. What do you think?
It was a block. I'm wondering if he kind of pinched him into the wall a little bit there on the corner before. I'm not sure.
Justin Ritchie still up here, and Justin Ritchie has lost about a 4.5 second lead. I mean, Chuck Sweeney with those fresh tires doing what Chuck does is gaining on Justin quite rapidly.
Yeah, I think those guys that went in at about 50 to 55 laps to get tires and stuff, I'm wondering if they were hoping for some kind of caution to come out, but not happening. So they're going to, unfortunately, I believe, going to have to stop one more time, which is not going to work in their favor.
No. because you've got the second place driver right now, Chuck Sweeney, going down to the inside of Jacob Daniels, who's a lap down, and then going and continuing that move right on by Justin Ritchie. And now Chuck Sweeney is back in front, only increasing his gap now to about 6.5 seconds over Matt Tilder.
Not Jacob. Yeah, Jacob was down there. I think it was Jacob he passed, right?
Yeah, Jacob Daniels.
All right. He's like, I just trying to catch back up with you guys.
Yeah. Well, after our first round of green stop, Chuck Sweeney is going to be your first place finisher, or your first place in the race. Justin Ritchie is currently running second. Matt Tilder is currently running third. Dakota fourth. John Sanu in the 86 in fifth. Richard Hollins moved up. He's now currently running sixth. So, green flag pit's working out good for him, up 7 spots. Tommy Haynes is running 7th. Travis Smith, 8th. Bert Wilson in 9th, and Rick Fergone back here in 10th.
And in that little bit of time, Chuck has put his lead up over 3.5 seconds.
Over Justin Ritchie.
Chuck out there just making it look easy.
He's entering in those corners rather smooth and exiting. Speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and take a lap around with your race leader?
With 5 seconds.
To what?
I said now that he's flirting with 5 seconds.
Here is your race leader, Chuck Sweeney. I'm going to have to say that's about as smooth as a hair on a frog's ass.
I was actually going to say it looks like he's fighting it a little bit more than he's making it look.
Meanwhile,
Heck, a little loose there.
Yeah, meanwhile, Matt Tilner's in here coming up, and he's now going to take the inside lane there on Justin Ritchie. But right in front of him, he's got a few lap cars. He gets around John Wimbish. Now he's going to be taking a look at TJ Lee, currently running in 15th spot. Meanwhile, Chuck has got about a 7.5 second lead And take a look at this. John Sanu and Justin Ritchie right here. Look at this, going 3 wide.
I was surprised to see that.
Yeah.
Definitely seeing the differences in how they're all approaching the corners.
What? Somebody making right turns and not lefts?
No, it's just where they're letting off versus the others, and
Oh. Acute ability of observation. Crazy. Seeing all them big words that I just used all together and kind of made sense.
so there's that.
Oh my God. Matt Tillner now starting to gain with Dakota and them having to catch up. But Matt slowly gaining, putting some more distance in between him and Dakota.
Question's going to be, if it stays green the rest of the race, does anybody have anything for Chuck?
Well, I can answer that. Hell no. Chuck just now broke the 8 second. Let's go ahead and look at their best times for the top 5. As you can see on your screen right there, Chuck is at 29.85. Matt is running right with him at 29.88. That's their fastest and best lap tonight. Everybody else is in the 30-second.
Starting to see those guys that went in at about 50 to 55 now going in for their second round of lap pits.
Yep. Justin Ritchie going in there. Ivan Jones going into the pit road. Well, I was trying to look there for a battle, but Brazy, it looks like they were all spread out.
Looks like the tightest spot is there with Dakota.
Yep. Right there.
Him and his teammate.
They're about to catch up to their other teammate. Jacob Daniels is just out there in front. As they all get around TJ Lee. Jacob Daniels currently running 13th. Now, if I had thought about it, I should have radioed down to Jacob and said, hey.
I got an extra 5 for you.
I got an extra 5. Just go sideways right about now. Wow. How impressive is this? Chuck Sweeney in 9.81 seconds over Matt and is about to put the top 10 driver on the lead lap, Roy Hyde. And I mean, he's catching up to him at New Hampshire with 108 laps in.
Well, either conditions have changed that have allowed it to be a much smoother race than what it is, or these guys have been practicing. So
I'm going to say probably the latter. The quality of drivers here at WFO, I mean, they are always looking to improve themselves, and it's evident. You know, last time we were at New Hampshire, we were I'll self-spin for $5. Last time we were at New Hampshire, I think we hit what, 14 cautions?
I think it was like 14 or 15. I can't remember exactly, but I believe that was a night race too, correct?
That is correct. I'm looking at the last laps between Chuck and Matt, and they are very, very close. However, Chuck is just continuing to go ahead and increase that lead. Both running at about 111 miles an hour. One with 31.4 and one with 31.5. And Chuck has now increased it to over 10.5 seconds. Chuck just literally putting on a show for the fans tonight, showing how it's done here in New Hampshire. With Burt Wilson going back in, now Chuck has lapped everybody but the top 8. And he's got Rick Fergone in his sights. Meanwhile, Matt has increased his lead over Dakota. And is sitting comfortably at right about 2 1/4. John Sanu going on the inside of his own teammate right there, and trying to, I don't know if he's trying to fix the decal on the back of Dakota's car or not, but hey, you got a decal coming off here. Let me fix that for you. Meanwhile, look at this. Richard Holland quietly sneaking back up 8 spots into the 5th spot tonight. Richard Holland currently our points leader in the championship. And how about this guy, 97, Travis Smith, up 12 spots tonight. No. Concentrate on the race, Matt. Look at him trying to get slushy money. Trying to stop by the 7-Eleven. Get that grape slushy. And Chuck going ahead and putting Rick Fergone down a lap. And it looks like Tommy Haynes is a little bit safe right now. He's got quite a good distance between him and Chuck. Not that that's going to save him for long, but in the current position, he's doing okay. 7 cars on the lead lap. You know, Mike McCulley was up here earlier, and we were discussing and talking about the track conditions. And he said you can look at the way, you know, drivers such as Matt and Chuck and Richard Holland, when you know they're sliding sideways in practice, they're either pushing it just a tad bit too much or the track is slick. Well, we haven't seen that here tonight. So maybe they were just trying to tap it a little bit too much or give people hope in practice. So far, Chuck has done a flawless job here tonight. Well, you know what? It wasn't just Chuck. Matt's done a flawless job. And so is Dakota and John.
And we did have that a couple weeks ago. I remember talking with some of the drivers, and they said that during the practices, a lot of the incidents we see during the practices, they're just trying to see how much they can push before it breaks free. So very, very likely that that's again the case tonight. And
look
they've
at
all
this.
pretty much figured out how to drive it tonight. So.
And look at this last lap. The last lap before this one, Chuck was running at 31.69 and Matt was running at 31.70. Okay, in this last lap, Chuck just ran at 31.73 and Matt ran at 31.63. So neither one of them are out there, slouching. They're racing this race. It's been a while since I hit a 7-Eleven, Matt. Dakota and John gotten some separation now as John is caught up in a little bit of a lap traffic, but able to get around. And that would have been Mike Mitchell on the outside, and here comes Richard Holland. Now Richard Holland putting some pressure on John Sanu for that 4 spot. "22 laps to go here at New Hampshire."
Already?
Yep.
What happens with green lap racing?
Yep. And there he goes, Richard Holland. He's going to try to get that inside bead going in on John Sanu, and he's going to get around him. Now Richard Holland moving up into 4th spot.
Seem to be somebody wanting to make some moves already.
Sure.
Doesn't want to lose out on that top place he's currently got in the points. So he's like, don't get too comfortable up there, guys. I'm coming.
Sure, we'll go with that. Although he is cutting down that lead between him and Dakota.
We've seen him do it before. Be no surprise to me if he did it tonight. I don't know if he can quite catch Chuck, but I think he can catch at least up to Matt and try and get second.
Well, he's going to have to get around Mike Mitchell and Dakota Floyd. First and foremost. Go ahead while we're at it. Let's go ahead and take a look inside with Richard Holland. $14 laps to go. Well, look at that. Richard taking a look on the inside there of Dakota. Michael McCulley driving down to the inside, getting out of everybody's way. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is a race for third. And there we go. Richard Holland moving into third place over Dakota Floyd. 9 laps to go. It's got a pretty substantial gap to have to overcome in 9 laps, with 3.7 seconds between him and the second place of Matt Tilner. Meanwhile, Chuck has increased his lead to over 13, almost 13 and a half. Chuck bringing it down to 6 laps, 6 more times around the track. Looks like John Wimbish went into the pits. It's Matt Tilner right there in second spot. And Richard Holland in third. Dakota Floyd and Travis Smith has moved up into fifth spot, and him and John Sanu are still going to be fighting over that. John Sanu's going to take a look on the inside, trying to get that fifth spot back. Travis getting a little wild around on the outside there, and John Sanu's going to get back up there in front. 3 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
Travis saying, wait a minute, get back here. I'm not done yet.
Yeah. He's going to go on that inside, way down on the inside. I don't think that's legal. Travis Smith cutting across the lawn. Going across the infield, going by the urinals. Final lap here in New Hampshire. Chuck Sweeney with a 13.46 lead over second place Matt Tilner. Looks like he is going to take this one to the bank. Meanwhile, John Sanu and Travis Smith still fighting over fifth. Chuck Sweeney is your winner. Coming back to the start-finish line. Travis Smith will go ahead and clinch number 5 tonight. So you got Chuck Swinning, your winner. Mac Tilder is going to be second. Richard Holland third. Dakota Floyd's coming in fourth. Travis Smith fifth. John Sanu sixth. Tommy Haynes seventh. Justin Ritchie and Rick Fergone 8th and 9th. And Roy Hyde is going to be your top 10. We'll go ahead and post the results so you can see where your favorite driver finished. And we'll be back with interviews right after this. Ba-da-ba-da-bum-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-bum-ba-ba-da-dee-da-da-da-dee-da-da-dee-da. La-la-la-la-la-la. Okay, I don't have any music, Brazy. You're supposed to be helping.
How am I supposed to help?
I don't know.
Okay. Why don't you have music?
I don't know.
I mean, just because you can't hear it doesn't mean you can't play it, right?
Well, yeah, but then I don't know when it's over.
It doesn't get over. You usually break into it.
Oh,
for the
my
interview.
God. Why don't you just tell all my secrets?
I'm just telling historical facts.
Historical
That's not
facts?
secrets.
Historical facts?
Yes.
I got a couple of words.
Historically, you play that music, and then when you're ready for the interview, you mute the music and start the interview.
I got a couple of historical facts for you.
Yeah, what are they?
No, we'll get back to that later.
Uh-huh.
Well, Professor Sweeney, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. How you doing?
I'm going to have to say you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, I was just telling those guys I've never run this good at this track, so I don't know what happened tonight, but it was a lot of fun.
Look at him come up here and act like, oh, I've never run this track before.
No,
I
said he
run the
never
track,
run good
just
up
not-
here.
I've never run this well at this track, so I don't know what to do.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, pole position and led every lap, I think, but 1 or 2. And that was just because you were getting some more go-go juice and tires. And then you come out and you finished with a 13.3 second lead over second place. Lapped everybody except for the top 6.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
These guys are too good for that to happen. Like I say, I don't know. It was a fluke tonight.
No, but I will.
The setup suited me, and I gave it all I had every single lap.
Well, I'll tell you, I will ask you this, Chuck. If I was to be talking to you during practice and said, Chuck, I think we're going to go caution-free tonight in New Hampshire, what would you have said to me?
I would have thought there would have been at least 1 or 2, honestly, but these guys are so good that we don't get a whole lot in this league anyway, so I'm not shocked anyway.
Yep.
Well, we were, because last year when you guys raced this race, we had like 14. So
Oh, did we? Well, it's a good thing I didn't remember that.
Way to make him nervous after the race. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, anybody you'd like to thank tonight? I mean, there's not much to, I mean, you ran a perfect race. I mean, there's not much to really go on over. I mean, people saw it. You know, I mean, what do you ask a guy who finished 13 seconds over second place? Hey, did you feel confident? I mean,
Yeah, well, we'll come back tomorrow night and see if some of that confidence remains or not. But thanks to Vern, Michael, everybody, you guys for putting this on week in and week out, and thanks to all the drivers for all the support and the clean racing that they do, and thanks to the fans for watching. And we'll see what we can do tomorrow night.
well, there you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight in round 2, number 75, Chuck Sweeney.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Now we are going to be talking to the number 2 finisher tonight.
the Texton driver.
Our Texton driver, Matt Tilder. How are you doing tonight?
I was real bored, though, to be honest with you. I got real bored.
Well, obviously, it was a surprising race tonight. Did a great job, got out there, and just didn't, so I do want to know, though, I mean, what was going on? I mean, was Chuck just hitting better spots or what? Because you guys were running. I mean, your best lap was 29.88, and his best lap was 29.85. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. His car needs to be teched or something. Like there's something illegal in there. I don't know what it is. If you guys figure it out, you let me know so I can be better because I honestly don't know what I could have done differently. And I just had nothing from him from about lap 5 on. So, I mean, obviously he saved tire a little bit better than I did. But, I mean, even still, like, I was getting lap reports, and we're matching lap time. So, it was like just a 10th here and a 10th there. And over the course of, 150 laps, it, adds up, obviously. But,
yeah,
I really don't know what else to do differently, to be honest.
well, I'm going to have to say probably nothing. I mean, you ran a hell of a race and a great race. And, I mean, it just happens that, today, it did, you ended up in second.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to complain with it. So, we'll always take a podium all the time. So,
anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's place?
yeah, good. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Thank Michael for, letting me be part of the league, join mid-season or whatever. Some places don't let you do that. Thank the owner of 4D Racewear and thank TJ and the boys at RGC for inviting me and letting me be a part of their team.
Hey, and we're definitely happy to have you. So
Thank you guys.
It was definitely great. Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher tonight, number 1, Matt Tilder. All right.
And speaking of TJ Lee, he's pointing out that we have the qualifying times up and not the finish times.
Oh, yeah, we do, don't we? How about that? There we go. How about that there, TJ? I have, God damn you, cameraman. I mean, programmer. I mean, producer. You didn't catch that? Oh, shit. I'm going to fire him. All right, let's go ahead and get number 3 up in the box here. And an impressive run tonight. Very impressive run. Starting out down there in the 13th spot and moving up 10 spots. And catching Dakota. We'll give you the check later, Richard. And moving into 3rd, taking the podium away from Dakota. Hello, Richard.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Yeah. I was kind of surprised, really. I got together with Bert. I don't know what lap it was, 25, 26, something like that. And I fell back quite a ways. I think it was like 14th or 15th or something like that. And after that, I just kind of focused on my line a little bit because I really wasn't liking the way the car was handling anyways, and kind of focused on my line a little bit. I found something that worked for me the last like 10, 15 laps before we pitted, and I stuck with it, and I was able to pass a lot of cars there after we pitted, and I was surprised. I was picking them up and putting them down the way I was because I didn't really feel all that confident with this thing tonight. So, but yeah, I was able to race people down and get by them and get back to 3rd, and it was I was pretty shocked after giving contact with Bert and falling back there. I thought my night was fairly over.
Well, and if I was to talk, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Chuck. If I was to talk to you during practice and said, not only are we going to run 150 laps, but we're going to run 150 laps at New Hampshire, and not only are we going to do that, we're going to do it caution free. What would you have said to me?
I would have said, you're crazy. There's no way. We figured that there was going to be a lot of wrecks tonight, just single car spins and, things like that. Never did we think that this thing would go green. I never, ever thought it would. That's crazy.
Well,
pretty impressive, though. Everybody did a hell of a job.
That's, and that is going to be a great testament to all the drivers that are out here staying focused and racing clean, keeping their lines, and doing the best they can to improve. I mean, it's definitely the drivers.
Absolutely. Yeah, I second that. I mean, like I say, these guys, everybody out here just did an outstanding job, not spinning it out, taking somebody out, sliding into somebody. This thing didn't handle the greatest tonight. It wasn't easy to get it in the corner. You had to get in there just right, or it would bounce the front end, and it was hitting. And so yeah, I'm pretty surprised. And like I said, everybody did a hell of a job.
Well, anyone you'd like to thank for your podium tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for what you do and broadcasting these things for us. Like I say, it's a thankless job, but we really appreciate it. We'd love to go back and watch them, and wouldn't be able to do it if you guys didn't do that. So everybody that puts these things on, gives us a free place to race. You can't say enough about people that do that. Like I say, they're the ones that make it so that we can race here and do all the behind the scenes stuff, and we appreciate it. So thanks. And like I said, just the drivers, man, just an awesome race.
Well, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher tonight, the number 31, and your points leader as of right now, anyway. You're Richard Holland. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Brazy, they say miracles never cease to happen, and I'm going to have to put this one up tonight as a miracle because we've got some miracle people, we've got some miracle recruiters, and we've definitely got some miracle drivers. 150 laps here at New Hampshire, caution free. Final thoughts?
Well, kind of to tag along with what Richard just said, a free league and 150 laps, caution free, for another week, because we see it multiple weeks where they go caution free. It's just great. It's a great league, great bunch of racers, and
yeah,
we're not going to be here tomorrow night. We're not going to be here next week. So I guess my final thoughts on that is, from the two turkeys up here to your turkeys on the table, may you all have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving.
I couldn't agree with you more. And on behalf of WFO Racing Network and my co-host, Sir Brazy Bull, I'm Deadman Strolling. And like he said, we won't be here tomorrow and we won't be here next week. But God bless. Have a safe holiday. And we'll see you when we see you. We're out. Peace.